All right, Ari Wasserman here with Chuck Culpepper from the Washington Post, the best sports writer on the face of the earth, and I mean that. What are all your beats?
Colleges, Kentucky Derby, tennis sometimes, World Cups, Olympics, a little bit of golf.
I couldn't remember that, guys, but I will say that you wrote a story from an event that I was at 6 weeks ago, the Pac-12 championship game in Vegas. You wrote a farewell to the Pac-12, and I read that story, and I thought about selling insurance. It was so well written. I don't know how does your brain work? If you haven't read that story, go to the Washington Post, subscribe to it, read it.
Thank you.
It's like next level brain function. Like, what was your process writing that?
I don't take compliments very well. Thank you. Over several days thinking about it, and then thinking about it, to address directly to the Pac-12, as in goodbye to you, I love you kind of deal.
Yeah.
I love you because in childhood you showed me sunshine on January 1st, California sunshine, not just sunshine, California sunshine. And you showed me a lot of pizzazz and verve when teams did not play so much with that, and all those running teams from the Big Ten would go out there and lose. So as the more I thought about it, the more it became a being rather than a set of teams, like an actual, not a human being, but a living being. Yeah.
So that's why I have you on here. We're at the national championship game in Houston, and I've been asking other sports writers who think like me what they think of the game, who's going to win, what do you think about the stars thing, the recruiting. I just want to talk to you about the being of this game. Can we try that? What is it that stands out to you being here in Houston, football or not, that goes through your mind as you're preparing to cover this game?
The being of the matchup?
The being of the matchup, the being of Houston, the being of the game, all of it. Wherever your mind takes you.
It's the first time absence of the South of any Southern team since I met you in 2014-15 when Ohio State and Oregon played in the first one. That's what strikes me. So there's a freshness about it. It's we had a lot of Alabama, a lot of Clemson. They were often great. We've had a lot of Georgia in these finals, but and Georgia, Alabama was pretty close. But this is fresh and new and purple and blue. Yeah, shiny.
Write that down. Or you probably will just remember it. We met, for you listening, we met in 2014 at the College Football Playoff semifinal in New Orleans, Ohio State, Alabama, and we were both working on a similar story or talking to similar people. Can you believe it's been 10 years? And looking back at that 10-year period, Chuck, there's been a lot of change.
And I was thinking this morning, I've been to 10 of these now.
Yeah.
Remember when it was a shiny new thing?
Right.
10 of these, 10 different cities, Incredible. I can't believe it. So, yeah, it's a completely different sport, right? It's Nancy Skinner from California, the state senator who introduced that bill for NIL that then swept the land. That was in 19, I think she did that. One of the least likely people to change college football, but that's what it takes.
Yeah, right.
It often takes the outside person to do that. It's that the realignment that I think everyone dreads, right? And just no one wanted to see the Pac-12 dissolve, and so there's always been realignment, but this seems more jarring.
Yeah.
And it's got this future that it's gone wild, and it's got this future that nobody can predict. But we've earned this stage because we all enjoyed it for so many years while this great injustice was going on, which is that the people generating the revenue were not paying for that. This un-American justice was going on for 100 and some years. So now we're paying for that.
Well, let me ask you this, Chuck. Do you think that the chaos of all the evolution of the last 3 years is worth the newness that we're getting this year and in the future?
I do. And you mean the newness in terms of this game?
Or what it means for, the expanded playoff or new shiny matchups that we haven't been getting the last 10 years?
Yep.
Do you think all this, I don't know how to think about it in literary terms the way you would, but the rattling of the cages a little bit?
It is. And surprises me because I thought it would work the other way, that the rich would dominate, and the freshness would be gone. It'd be the same teams all the time. It's gone the other way, and Sonny Dykes said this last year. It's a very important comment, I think. You're going to see more of these fresh teams because of the transfer portal and because of how that helps some teams to improve when they need to, and that helps some teams to decline when they shouldn't. Yeah.
All right, lastly, and then I'll let you out of here, Chuck. I want a prediction of the game and why you think that.
I am leaning Washington, and I think it's because that offense, even while it's probably lower percentage the way they try to function than the way Michigan functions, I just think it's so precise. And I think the Michigan-Alabama game may have been a big, exhausting matter. So I'm leaning Washington because they can't seem to lose no matter how often it seems like they're about to.